What's up, everybody? It's your man right here, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, one of the original road warlords, and as always, bring you the knowledge and dropping the science in this industry of what we call trucking. Okay, doing this particular video to speak upon recession and what does it mean? What does it mean for the trucking industry? Okay, as I've been speaking in some of my other live feeds, is that based upon economical analysts, is that we are on the verge of a economical recession, and so the stock market and stuff today ended in the four and stuff when the red lights for the recession and stuff went off. All right, so the last recession that we had was in 2008, 2009, and it really shook up the industry and stuff, but the thing about recessions is that they don't last forever, and it doesn't spell doom and gloom, but it does emphasize hard times and what you have to do in order to be prepared for these times and stuff ahead. All right, a recession in trucking means that, a recession, when it comes into the trucking industry, it means that now a lot of things and stuff that, your safety department or your company and stuff may have overlooked, now they're going to be looking into those things very seriously, which could jeopardize your employment or your contract. Okay. Filling out an application. When filling out an application, they want a 10-year history. And so what will happen is that when the economy is good, the company may decide just to go back 3 years for your employment. A 3-year employment verification history. The reason why they go back 10 years and stuff is because of a 10-year employment verification is for employment reasons, in order to be compliant. And what happens is that if you fill out the application and there's some kind of falsified information that's up there, the company can be fined up to $10,000. And because of that, they will then now go back and verify your employment for the last 10 years. And if your employment can't be verified, then your employment will be, your employment and stuff may be terminated and stuff with the company, because they say it violates the workplace policy, where they can be fined up to $10,000 for not verifying your employment. So they tell you that it's up to you, and you have to keep. They tell you to keep your W-2 forms and stuff like that up for 10 years because of those reasons there and stuff. Is that if you work for a company and that company is no longer in business and there's no way of verifying this stuff, then they may say that you falsified your application, and therefore you're up for grounds of termination. So if you have W-2 forms and stuff, then that verifies that you work for that same company, even though the company is out of business. They tell you that it is up to you to verify that employment. And so keeping your W-2 forms and stuff is one way of verifying that and stuff. They may accept pay stubs, but W-2 forms and stuff is a surefire way of verifying your employment for whatever business that you work for that's no longer in business. Failed drug screens. Some companies may go back 3 years. Some companies may go back 3 years, but during a recession, if you ever failed the drug screen, ever, then during the recession periods and stuff, your employment and stuff again is going to be threatened, or your contract is going to be they may terminate you and stuff behind failed drug screen. So if you ever failed the drug screen, and the recession comes in and stuff, then chances are you probably gonna wind up losing your job behind that. A lot of the policies and stuff inside the company will also change too and stuff. For instance, if you're currently working for a company and you was ever put out of service, their policy may state, that, you may have a certain amount of time, a certain amount of out of service violations before they terminate your employment. During a recession, if you get any kind of out of service violations, and it shows up on your CSA for the last 3 years and stuff, then they will terminate your employment. So, your CSA and stuff, this is where it becomes very crucial, because during a recession, they only want to keep the best of the best. They're cleaning the house and stuff. They're going through the company and stuff with a fine-tooth comb. They're saying if anyone had any kind of run-ins or any kind of discrepancies and stuff with dispatch or any kind of administration, then your employment's going to be terminated. A lot of that happened during the 2008-2009 era. Where they were severing ties and stuff. They were terminating people, based upon any breaking of the policy, where sometimes they may just overlook things and stuff, on account that, you have more, you want more quantity than quality. Well, during a recession, they want more, they can focus more on the quality of something rather than the quantity of it. So, a lot of people, they would just, you broke one policy and stuff, man, and they would just, terminate you and stuff. And so, it's very hard for trucking. They, a lot of news publications and stuff, we're saying that, if you still have a job in trucking and stuff, be thankful, cause, we look at all the pamphlets and stuff, and we see in truck stops where companies are always hiring. During the recession, they put a hiring freeze. Especially a lot of the mega carriers, they stopped their training programs. They stopped their training programs. They put a freeze on hiring. In fact, the only company that I know that didn't make any kind of changes whatsoever during the recession was the company called Crete. They were the only ones and stuff that made no changes and stuff. But again, they were prepared. But when you fill the application out for them and stuff, they want the best of the best. So if you had any kind of traffic infractions or just anything and stuff, they weren't even trying to hire you. So recessions are tough because they buckle down on policies. A lot of people in administration and stuff, you'll see a lot of them, their jobs and stuff being cut. And so, the people that are in there and stuff are going to be looking at you. They're going to be looking at you, they're going to be making sure and stuff that, you're doing what you're supposed to do, that your out of route miles and stuff, that it falls to a lower percentage. Your on time deliveries and stuff are going to be crucial. You may even, if you have any kind of customer service failures and stuff, then your employment is going to be, your employment may be terminated. So this applies to those that are leased, that you're a contractor and stuff, and then of course if you're a company driver. Now, on the other hand, if you are own operator and stuff, and if you're an own operator, you got your own authority, then the recession pretty much works in your favor, because a recession is a money market for those who have money, because a lot of things and stuff will go on sale. A lot of things will go on sale and stuff, tractors, trailers, things like that. So, if you saved up your money, then, it's a money market for those and stuff who saved up their money. A lot of own operators during the recession of 2008, 2009 said that that was some of the best years that they operated, where as in 2006, 2007, company drivers did extremely well and stuff. That was the years before the recession of 2008, 2009. So, for someone who has their own authority and has, contracts and stuff locked in, then, it's going to be business as usual and stuff. This is where a lot of people and stuff come up, and it's not just in the transportation industry and stuff. A lot of real estate. A lot of people own houses now and stuff because the house market crashed, which forced a lot of banks and stuff to go out of business. And so when they went out of business and stuff, usually the state or the county and stuff took over the home. And so, you would go down there to the register of deeds, purchase the home for a little less money and stuff, and then, just agree to pay the taxes on it every year and stuff like that. Then you took possession of the home. So, that's an example of stuff there. But, in trucking, the own operator and stuff, the people with their own authorities were the one that made out pretty good. Again, if you're leased, and stuff, then, those times and stuff were tough. So, if you were, especially if you had contracts, if you was if you was leased on and stuff, and again, if you had a fleet, then they pretty much just cut the contracts and stuff. Because what they were saying is that they have to make sure that their drivers and stuff were getting paid. That their drivers and stuff, that they had work for them and stuff, and so they didn't have the extra work to give to third-party contractors and stuff like that, and so they just severed ties and stuff with them. So that's why I say that. That's why I say not to put anything down and stuff. You do what you got to do, but just don't get comfortable, because again and stuff, we're right here on the verge of a recession. And I just hate for anyone to be caught up, to be caught up in, to have so much stuff and so many things on the line, and then just lose it because times get tough, and they do get tough for everybody. And people have to sever ties and stuff, in order to keep business going, to keep cash flow going and stuff. It's just like where I am, they cut a lot of positions and stuff. They cut a lot of positions and stuff inside administration, which sends up a lot of red flags and stuff there. So if you look around, you can see a lot of the companies and stuff are bracing for the storm and stuff that's coming. And so it's not to say this to be negative. It's just saying this is stuff to be mindful, because this is about business. It's not about being positive or negative. It's about being real, at the end of the day and stuff. And so we look around, we see a lot of people that are merging, stuff, and the reason why they're doing it is because they're preparing themselves and stuff for the recession when it does come, and the effects and stuff that it's going to bring abroad and stuff like that. They want to cut down insurance costs, operation costs, any kind of costs and stuff, to ride out the storm and stuff, because you never know how long the stuff is going to last. But eventually you can and will come out of it. You will come through it and stuff. But it's just the times and stuff, they get very hard, they get very tough, and it's definitely won't be a time and stuff for people that are arrogant, because again, one of the things that they nipped in the bud was about a driver shortage out here in the industry. And we do have somewhat of a driver shortage, but the shortage is not based upon the industry doing good and they're just looking for drivers. The shortage is based upon people just not wanting to do this job. And so With the recession also brings in a lot of people and stuff that once upon a time didn't even consider doing this and stuff. You find a lot of them and stuff that are now doing it. The recession of 2008, 2009 is an example of that. So again, it's just I'm just telling people and stuff, be mindful, keep your eyes and stuff open, especially when it comes to business and stuff. See what's going on and stuff, make the necessary adjustments, and prepare for the times and stuff that's going to be upon us. Because it's not to say that or say anything negatively. It's being real, especially from someone who survived the times of 2008, 2009 recession. So anyway, with that note, I'll end on that. So if you need me to go more in depth, my contact information is up here on the page. Feel free to hit me up. If you do contact me and stuff, text me first. Let me know who you are, and that way I can let you know and stuff. If I'm busy, I can get prepared and stuff to elaborate more about the trucking industry. And I do say that if you do call me and stuff, let it be about the industry and stuff, and I'll help you out as much as possible. And with that being said, this is your man right here, the one and only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster. Telling you as always, continue to do your research, fact find, and studies. Harness on your skills every day. Until next time we talk, next time we meet, be safe, be easy, and peace out.